I'm Hannah Croft.
And I'm Ava Truckee, and this is Feed Me Your Stories.
A show about food, pleasure, and community, hosted by two best friends who don't have inside voices.
Hi, Han.
Hey, Ava. How you doing?
It was a rough go this week.
Yeah.
It's maybe a rough go in general.
I mean, the world is,
By definition, a rough go.
the world's the way it is.
And so that's the end of the podcast. That's actually
all right. Thank you for tuning in. Join us next week where we will record our own panic attacks.
Oh my God.
It's performance art.
I would love to see like the display photo of that.
Oh,
like,
nope. Nope. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Okay, anyways, we're just joking. We're still hanging out.
We're so glad you're here.
We really are.
To the externalization of our internal monologue.
I mean, that's actually why people are listening to this, let's be honest. People are like,
is it voyeurism? Maybe. That's fine.
See me.
Anyway,
me.
how was your week, Ava?
The kids were home this week. In a lot of ways, it was like, I don't know, it was like familial. And soft in like some ways around my house. I did a lot of cooking.
Lovely.
Which I haven't done. I mean, I have,
Mm-hmm.
but like nights in a row where I'm like, I gotta cook for my people or for my family. We also had like a really busy week, but I found myself like carving out intentional time to cook for my people and like cook in a way that was more than just like, you know, rouse and
like cooking because cooking feels good, not cooking because everybody needs to eat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity, my partner, Anaya, lost their mom when he was 7. And so we are a part of the unofficial Dead Moms Club. And and
it was his mom's birthday.
And it was his mom's birthday this week. And I mean, well, like, what am I going to do?
You're going to make a fucking cake about it.
We're going to make a cake about it.
Yeah,
you know,
obviously.
and I feel like
for
somebody that knows what it's like to, you know, have a dead parent, especially a dead mom, and not know her. Like, I feel connected to him in that way, but also, like, I lost my mom a lot later in life, and for, like, way, like, different reasons, you know? And so, I don't know, I can get you flowers and, like, tell you that I love you, and, okay, bye. But instead, I, like, baked about it, and I feel like, as usual, again, as we do, like, that's how we show up for our people.
Yeah.
So I baked about it.
Good.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
It was soft. I made, I was like, what's your, like, do you remember what your mom's favorite fruit was? It's like, no, I don't have any idea. You know, and, like, so that's, like, in itself is, like, really tender, you know? Like, and so he ended up reaching out to his dad and just texted me back like several hours later and just said lemons. And I knew exactly what he was referencing. And I just was like, great.
Got it.
I love lemon.
Yeah.
And I do. And so I made a raspberry lemon ricotta cake.
It looked really good.
It was so...
You didn't bring me a piece.
I know.
Upset.
I know. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I still love you.
I'll make it happen, I promise.
I know.
At any rate, that's just, you know, we bake or cook our way through things in general. I know that that's, like, you know, one of the ways that you and I have connected and loved on each other. But, yeah, I did a lot of that this week.
That sounds
It
nice.
kind of maybe sounds like you did, too.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was your week?
It was a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
A whole ass one.
Yeah. This one, my partner went back to work after 2 months of being fun employed.
Fun employed.
Last week, which was cool, and also it was like a big adjustment. It felt like when we went grocery shopping yesterday, it felt like we were grocery shopping for the first week back to school.
Almost like experiencing a little bit of like Sunday scaries, but like in a kind of a different, you're like, oh fuck, it's like the beginning of a week, and like, everybody's
like a
doing a vibe.
scale Sunday scaries,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So yeah, Liam went back to work, and I am just like very busy at work right now, and I'm holding a lot of really heavy shit.
Because you're a therapist, as one does.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'm in the process. I'm training to become EMDR certified, which is like a very cool trauma therapy modality. And I started doing some of it with clients this week, and I was just like, oh my God, how am I supposed to hold all of this?
You're like, this is so cool,
Right?
and also my
Like,
brain's falling out of my ears.
Like, this is such a powerful tool for healing and for like self-discovery and all of that, and the process of getting ready for it is just really intense. And like the idea of history taking and going through, like, all right, let's walk through the timeline of your life, and let's point out like the top 10 things that have harmed you.
You're like, and then let me just shut the fuck up and hold that for you.
Right.
For a bit.
And so it's just like, it's really heavy, it's really exhausting, and it's also really powerful and beautiful, and I feel really lucky to like be in that space with clients.
It can be a both and.
Yeah, exactly. But I've also been cooking about it. And I also, I'm a person with mental health stuff too, and so yesterday I was like, you know what, I'm really dysregulated, I'm really tired, I just need to like zone in and like shut out the rest of the world. And so I spent yesterday baking a cake, and it felt really good and just like grounding to have. I started a new audiobook. I'm listening to In the Dream House.
Oh, cool.
Which is just like, and Carmen Maria Machado narrates it, or reads the audiobook.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm just like, ugh, this is so great. And so I was just listening to phenomenal like queer writing and making a cake.
Their writing is incredible.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like,
Yes.
I still am like kind of weird about audiobooks, but I feel like if any book, if a book would read, through sound really well, I feel like that would be one.
Yeah, it definitely does. So intense week, but like capped it off with cooking really fun things, and
it sounded like it was tell me what you made, because it was like a project bake for sure.
yeah, it was a project bake, and I wanted it that way. So it was a black sesame cake, and I made a passion fruit curd, and then a Swiss meringue buttercream, and I folded a little bit of the passion fruit curd into the buttercream.
Yes.
And it was really delicious. It was definitely a labor of love. Like, I think it
was a day-long cake.
Yeah, I probably spent like 5 hours on it.
Yeah.
All day. And I was like listening to this audiobook, and then like as I was finishing the cake, my brother showed up, and I was like, here, eat this cake. Right? Like, and it's really nice to just be like, all right, I made cake. People eat the food.
Just eat it, Kate,
Right, like-
and just tell me that you love it, because it's good.
Tell me that you like it.
Validate me.
I feel really fragile right now.
If you could just tell me that it was so good. You know what? Even yesterday, like, I experienced the same. I did not bake about it yesterday. I did cook about it. We're like busy folks, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's like always plans. Like if it is rare form if like one of us doesn't have, for the most part, like a pretty well mapped out week ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially like weekends. Mm-hmm. And so Anaya and I were talking, we haven't just had like a very standard, what I think a lot of folks would consider to be a quote unquote normal Sunday together. It's been like a lot of adventuring or being out of town or camping with the kids or being here with you. You know what I mean? Like it's always been a thing.
Like a slow, like lazy Sunday.
Yeah. And so something that I walk through often as a parent is like, and I had this conversation with Anaya yesterday, when you're a parent, you have like the best of intentions. We hope, right?
Yeah, right, ideally.
But you know, so yesterday we were like, okay, we're going to do like a slow roll out of bed. And then we're going to like walk to get coffee at our, you know, coffee spot that's next to the park that we take the kids. And we're going to let them like run it out for a moment. Mooney already starts school in like a week and a couple days, which is fucking wild to me. And so, you know, she's jazzed, and like we knew that it was transition day, and so we wanted to go get her first day of school outfit. So we're like, we'll go to the mall. Who wants to go to the mall on a Sunday anyways, but who wants to do that with kids?
No.
But also, we're going to do it, again, with best of intentions,
you're so
right?
brave.
Yeah, I'm so brave. And so, like, you know, and we'll get lunch out and about afterwards, and then we'll come home, and, like, you know, y'all will rest. I will start making dinner. And so, yes, all of those things happened in that order. And, like, was anything about it easy? No. Was anything about it like exactly what you envision it will be? No.
Right.
Like, I know damn well that I cannot, like, having a slow roll with a fucking 2-year-old is like not a thing.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not a thing.
No, it's
so
not
like
realistic.
Mooney is at this age, she's gonna be 6 in 2 weeks. I mean, she's pretty self-sufficient at this point. And so you can kind of leave her to her own devices for an hour or so if you want to slow roll out of bed. And meanwhile, Maddox is like terrorizing the upstairs.
He's a feral child, okay? He's 2.
And then, you know, like we're going to the, and like, we can't actually walk. We have to like lay in the rocks, and and so it's just like this, you know, best of intentions, man. And like we did it, and I just remember, you know, Anaya's so soft, as you know, and he's like, this can be hard, and we can have like our moments, but it like I'm glad that I'm doing it with y'all. Like, I'm glad that I'm here. I'm glad that we're doing this. By the time we made it to lunch, I was, like, fucking over it. I was like, I need to have a beer about it. It's fucking hot outside. I'm so done with these kids. Put food in front of them so that they can, like, be quiet for a moment. Then there's a hornet, like, torturing the table.
Oh
like, the kids are, like, shamble mounting about it. And by the time we got home, Anaya needed to do, like, his fiddle-faddly tinkering about, and I needed to, like, tinker about in the kitchen. And so I did pork gyros, and I made a tzatziki. I made, like, a cucumber tomato salad with a bunch of the produce that I got from the farmer's market this weekend. I was going to do, like, a lemon orzo, like, a bunch of herbs, like lemon and dill and parsley. Went to 2 different stores, could not find orzo. Ended up getting cassava orzo. I have an open mind. I am an open-minded kind of gal. I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm telling you.
I will never buy anything cassava-based after 2 years in South America.
Never,
ever.
What? It was a mass.
I know. It's a blob. I mean, it's tapioca.
It was a mass of like, I mean, and like, I wish that you could see what I was doing with my hands. You can't, but Hannah can. And it's
ridiculous.
I just like looked at Anaya, and he was like, I don't know, like texturally, it's kind of cool. It's like soggy, but it's also like crunchy. And I was like, I kind of looked at him for a minute, and I was like, all right, let me like put some olive oil in this and see if I can't like resuscitate it a little bit. And then it just like formed into this like weird blob.
And then it's something that you laugh about, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a huge nightmare.
No thank you. Funny. And like, no thanks. And so I already had rice in the fridge that was cooked a couple of days ago, and I was like,
all right, it's rice.
Lemon herby rice, because I fucking can't with that. Yeah. And you know, like, so I got, and I was like hot and done, right? Like I didn't want to cook about it, but at the same time I did, and I knew that was like one of the things that I could do. You knew it was going to make
you feel better, too.
Yes, like I needed to like pull myself back into my body while also like being of service in that way to my family, and like making sure that they put like a vegetable in their body.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we just kind of like joked about it at the end. I was like, wow, what a relaxing Sunday. And also, welcome to life with children. And he's like, it was hard, and it was also great, and like here we are, and we're just like doing it. And I was like, wow, you're such a good sport, because you know, I could do with less of that, but okay.
Yeah, you know. Anyway,
We're cooking about it.
We're cooking about it.
As we do.
Which is, like, kind of the way that we approach, like, big, heavy things. And that was kind of what we were thinking about as, like, our focus for the show today, is talking about the way that we use food as, like,